Well, okay, my algebros, let's just find out how to apply 5-6. Here's some notes to help you out. We did all these in class, but I want to make sure I make a video. Some of you guys requested, so I'm going to go ahead and post this. First thing I want you to do is be sure to check your warm-up to know if you know how to graph correctly. So fortunately, you can check these, make sure that you have these shaded right. If you're struggling with knowing how to shade, then you need to come see me during office hours, either 9 to 9:30 in the morning or 2:30 to 3 in the afternoon. Okay, let's look at our situation 2 flower power. This required 3 inequalities because we have one inequality that is going to be talking about how much fencing, the limitations of his fencing, right? So he cannot use more than 80 feet of fencing. And because this is a perimeter, we know that we have a length and a width, right? So our length is actually on this y-axis, and our width is the x. So we know that they can have two of each, right? Because it's going to be it's going to be a perimeter. So I know it's 2 times this side and 2 times that side, right? To have a perimeter. So anyway, I know it's going to be 2x and 2y can be no more than 80 feet of fencing. So I go ahead and graph this line in purple. Right here, I know that it can be 40 and 40, and I went ahead and graphed this straight line because it can be equal to, and then I know I couldn't send more than that, which is why I have to shade this part in below it, right? I can be on that line, but I cannot be more than that. And that's why this whole section was shaded in purple, right? Then I have a width length, a width limitation of only 5 feet. So I know that my width, I don't want to be more than 5 feet, right? Than 5. So my x value can be 5, right? Can be 5, right? Or it could be more than 5, and that's fine. But as we know, it's not going to end up fitting in my space if I have it more than that. So this whole section was shaded in pink, right? Because I don't want it smaller than 5, right? Because that's just weird. How do you walk in a garden that's smaller than 5 feet? Then the last one was in blue, and it was about the length. And they didn't want to have the length be less than 20. So they wanted to be at least 20 or bigger than 20, right? So when you shade all that in, then you have this one section that fits all of the requirements. And that I'll just switch to yellow real quick so it's a little bit bright. But this section in here, this little triangle, is the only thing that will work for all the measurements that are required. And you answered the questions below. On situation 3, it's a spring fling, and these are a little bit more what we're used to because we have some tickets that we are selling. The X value is going to be our $3 tickets, and our Y value is going to be our $5 tickets, right? And we know that to cover the expenses, they have to have earned at least $7.50. So you can have at least $7.50, but boy, they'd like to make more than that, right? and I go ahead and graph that line using my X and Y intercepts. And when I do that, I get that X is 250 right here, and Y on there. If X is 0, then Y is going to be 150. So I have my 2 points there, and I graph this. Oops, sorry, it's a little messy. Let me fix it. I graph this line right here, and then I shaded it, showing that I could make, that's the minimum of how much I want to make, but of course we always want to make more than that, right? So this whole thing is shaded in, but that's the lowest we want to go. And then the other is how many people you're allowed to fit in the gym. And the gym has a limitation of 400 people. So how many tickets can you actually sell, making sure you do not cross that boundary? So again, I use my X and Y intercepts. And if Y is 0, so I only use $3 tickets, I can sell 400, right? So that's 400 right here. And if X is 0, then I can sell 200 because they're coupled, right? And I go ahead and draw this line right here. And I know that's the maximum amount of people I can have. So I shade that to be less than. And when I do that, that little sliver in the middle that makes purple is what is allowed to have in this situation. These were all of our solutions. We make enough money, but we have a limit of how many people without overcrowding the gym. Hopefully that helps you guys. And we're going to move on to our study guide and our last moment of having a chapter 5 test of systems before we move on to exponents. Okay, talk to you later.